Blessings of the Omnissiah, or patch number 4, has hit Darktide today. The first real update to the game of 2023 that brings a lot of changes and updates to how you'll get new gear for your reject. As always, patch notes are available in the description, but let's just get right into it. First is war gear sets. This will allow you to create pre-made sets of weapons, curios, cosmetics, and talents, essentially being able to hotspot between builds, say from a tanky or flamethrower to a shotgun melee specialist, depending on the mission. Gaining gear for these new sets is made much easier with how weapons can be acquired. Along with the rotating stock, the Armory Exchange now has Brunt's Armory. This gives you the option to choose whatever weapons you want that are available for your class, both melee and ranged, and depending on your level. These are only going to be the most basic rarity, however, and will require a lot of upgrades to be anything of note. Another way of getting gear is, of course, Sire Melk's Requestatorium. The tasks needed to complete have been simplified and reduced, and the amount of Ordo Ingus for completing them has increased. As well, you can now reroll these tasks an unlimited amount of times, eventually going through all of them. The cost of the reroll, however, will continue to increase every time. Along with these changes, there are 3 new contracts to go along with the 7 that were updated. Once you've got your shiny new weapons, you can head over to the Shrine of the Omnissiah, as Consecrating has had some cost adjustments. You can now extract a blessing from an item, but doing so will destroy said item. You can then use that blessing on another weapon of the same mark. It should be noted that these blessings are mark or weapon type specific, and earn blessings will only be applicable to that specific mark. And the final way is the old way, the Emperor's Gift. Much similar to how Darktide would give you chests for completing a mission, you will now receive a gift from the Emperor after each successful mission. The higher the level of difficulty and the conditions will directly affect the gift's rarity. All of these ways of gaining new weapons has gotten an upgrade. It basically means the more difficult missions and tasks will result in a higher level and better perks and blessings. As for non-combat changes, we now have emotes. You get to choose from a set of 5 to put on a Hot Wheel, with some class-specific ones like for the Ogren. These can only be used on the Morningstar though. The item shop is of course back, but you'll have the ability to preview cosmetics on your character as well as weapon skins. The mission board will now show 16 instead of 12 missions. Side missions and conditions also now have their own specific rewards, and the amount of time a specific mission will be available has decreased, so there should be more constant variety. You can now sort items by type and rating, could help creating these presets a bit easier. And lastly, the Hunting Grounds condition is changing. No longer constant onslaught of dogs, there will now be mission-specific spawns. This is only a test. The devs welcome any feedback. Besides that, not much, besides every single weapon's blessings getting a tuning or fix. That is way too long to go over here. Again though, it's available in the full patch notes. Lastly, there was actually a hotfix just after the launch of this update to address a massive memory leak. There are some other known issues with the update, and they are working to resolve them. That's it. We know there was a lot of backlash in recent months with Darktide. Are you still playing? What do you want to see in future updates? And as always, subscribe to Gaming News and Updates for full coverage of Darktide news, or join our Discord and let the servitors do all the work. Have a good one.